basically since we got done with our Opera for the Young project, and I wanted to do something connected with Black History Month. And this incorporated a ton of skills that the fourth graders are working on. So note reading, the treble clef lines and spaces, rhythms, recorders, singing, creating and composing their own rhythm patterns. So they actually compose the patterns that you're going to hear today. Making connections to Black history and even to Wisconsin history with the Milton House, which they were super excited about, which is the last standing Underground Railroad site in Wisconsin. And then we talked in depth about slavery, Underground Railroad, Harriet Tubman, the Milton House in Janesville. Talked about how the freedom seekers sent codes or hidden messages in many different ways. One was through drum patterns like you're going to see today. Some were through songs like the Drinking Gourd song that we'll be singing. And also even quilts and calls of animals like hoots of owls and things like that. Our song and story today has to do with the Drinking Gourd or the Big Dipper that helped point the way for the slaves on their way north. The fourth grade students created the drum patterns and secret messages to help the freedom seekers find their way north. So we hope you enjoy.
Before the Civil War, there was a sailor named Peg-Leg Joe who wanted to help free the slaves.
He worked for the masters on the plantations at night. When their work was done, he would teach the slaves a song. The secretly told the way to freedom. Just follow the drinking gourd. It said,
when the song was learned by the slaves, Peg-Leg Joe would move on to work on another plantation to teach the song again.
One day, a slave called Molly saw her man James sold to another master. James would be taken away and their family torn apart. Just one more night together. A quail called in the trees that night, and Molly and James remembered Joe's song. They sang it low.
When the sun comes back and the first quail calls, follow the drinking gourd, for the old man's waiting for to carry you to freedom. Follow the drinking gourd.
Isaiah, Old Hattie, and her grandson George. They followed the drinking gourd into the sky.
They ran through fields and across streams all night. When they came, they hid in trees and behind bushes.
The master's dogs lost their scent in the stream. They were safe for now. At night they walked, and day they hid, looking for signals. Sometimes they had food to eat, sometimes not. Sometimes they had stars to follow, sometimes not.
The freedom seekers walked and walked, singing low as they traveled. Sometimes they found food to eat along the way. Sometimes they went to bed hungry. They followed the drinking gourd when the stars were out. One cloudy night, there were no stars to follow. They continued to look and listen for clues as they traveled north.
The river makes a mighty good road. The dead trees will show you the way. My foot, peg foot, traveling on. Follow the drinking gourd. Follow the drinking gourd. Follow the drinking gourd. For the old man's waiting for to carry you to freedom. Follow the drinking gourd.
They never knew what lay ahead. There was danger everywhere. On and on they followed the trail to the river's edge. The next they were led to the top of the hill where they saw the new path that led them to freedom. At the bottom of the hill waited Peg-Leg Joe with a boat at the Ohio River to across them. Peg-Leg Joe led them across the Ohio River and told them of hiding places where they would be safe. A path of houses stretched like a railroad leading to Canada.
The river ends between two hills. Follow the drinking gourd. There's another river on the other side. Follow the drinking gourd. When the great big river meets the little river, follow the drinking gourd. For the old man's waiting for to carry you to freedom. Follow the drinking gourd. Follow the drinking gourd. Follow the drinking gourd. For the old man's waiting for to carry you to freedom. Follow the drinking gourd.
People started to call this path to freedom the Underground Railroad. Peg-Leg Joe taught the freedom seekers how to call like an owl and wait for a signal back that it would be safe to enter. Many doors opened wide for the freedom travelers.
Sometimes the slaves hid in pantries and under barn floors. The agents, people who helped hide the slaves, often gave the slaves warm meals, baths, and washed their clothes.
When they were off again, hiding and traveling in carts or
traveling mile after mile by foot. Other times they rested for days, trying to gather strength to continue on.
When the sun comes back and the first quail calls, follow the drinking gourd. For the old man's waiting for to carry you to freedom. Follow the drinking gourd.
At last the slaves came to the shore at Lake Erie. Molly, James, Isaiah, Old Haiti, and young George climbed aboard the steamship.
That ship would carry them across to Canada to freedom. 5 more souls are saved. Old Hattie cried. The sun shone bright, and at last they were free.
They had followed the Underground Railroad and land at the drinking gourd in the sky. Hundreds and hundreds of miles. Their lives were forever changed by their bravery, and those who